Hello YouTube, this is Kasukai, and today I'm gonna talk to you about something I really like and I love messing around with. And no, I'm not talking about booze. I'm talking about guitar pickups. Yeah, guitar pickups. I mean, you can have discussions about them for weeks, and probably we're gonna have some below in the comment box. I mean, at least I hope. But today I want to show you some differences and how I use them. What I'm telling you is not based on what you all should like and know, but it's based on my personal opinion. I've been noodling with guitars for around 12-15 years now, something like that. So I do know what I like, and I do know how I use different kind of pickup styles and different kind of pickups. I mean, this one, for example, was a pickup from my Fender Stratocaster. I didn't like this one, so I replaced it with a. I replaced that one with a Seymour Duncan GB Junior. Actually, that's also a humbucker, but then in a single coil style. But first, I'm gonna show you some differences. I'm plugged into my Kemper Profiler. It's gonna be a long evening like this. I'm plugged into my Kemper Profiler with my PRS CE24. I'm gonna start off with a single coil sound. Here we go. Now I'm gonna do a little humbucker sound. I'm gonna switch them. Whoa, the difference is huge. I mean, if we're gonna do a quick browse around. Humbucker, single coil. I mean, that's a huge difference. And for me, to describe the difference is the single coil is way more pitchy. It's more bright. It's it's thinner, but it's also more like funkier. So if you're gonna do like a funky guitar, like you should use the single coil. I reckon. And for me, yeah, it's not even though that I reckon, but it's for me it's if you're playing the funky stuff, you want a thin sound and you want to get through there. You're gonna want to have a little punch. And if you're gonna play with the humbucker, let's do it with the amp. It's quite thick. It's not really the right sound for this, I know, but you know. But the difference is really, I mean, if you look at it dynamically. The humbucker is so big, and the single coil is a little bit thin. So if you play in a band, what I always do, I always play my chords and my rhythm stuff. I play with the single coil. When I have my PRS with me, I always do it with the coil splitting. So I split this one or that one. I split them in half. And then I only use one of the magnetic bars, if you like to put it like that. So if you play some broken chords. I like the single coil sound more, but that's a personal opinion. I mean, I reckon some of you, or most of you, or a lot of you, like the humbucking sound because it's fat and the sound is massive, and the single coil sound is kind of thin. But for me, it's if you always play with such a huge sound, I mean, dynamically, you're not going anywhere. I think so. That's the reason why I play all my chords and all my rhythm stuff and some small clean lead lines. I play with my my single coil setting. And for what goes about the lead sound, then I play using the humbucker. Because if you're gonna, we can do a small comparison. Let me switch an amp on the Kemper. That's what I'm doing here. I'm using the rig manager because I'm a little bit lazy. if you use the humbucker, it's quite a big, massive sound, and you can like really grind with it, like. And if you're gonna use the single coil, and we do the same thing. It sounds a bit thin, and yeah, if you're gonna do some soloing, that's with the humbucker, and if you do the same thing with the single coil, I mean, it's more dynamically, I think. I mean, you hear you hear more clarity in the notes. But for me, the big deal is also that it's a little bit thinner. So I love pop punk music, so I love Blink-182, Sum 41, all kind of stuff like that. And if you want to do some soloing, then you really need the heavy sound. So then I always use the humbucker. And if you use the single coil, for me it does not sound right, and especially if you're gonna do some palm muting, it's the humbucker again. And this is the single coil. It's not doing the trick for me. I mean, the difference is huge, tonally. For the palm muting stuff, I really like the humbuckers. Yeah, we can do another example, but I think you get it. But that's why when I pick a guitar, and I picked up this one about 10 years ago. I'm getting old. About 10 years ago, in 2007, and it's also a 2007 model. So yeah, it was brand new back then. But this is a PRS CE24. This one is without the birds. The newer ones that they start doing again are with the bird inlays, but this one is without them. I really love this guitar. I picked this one out because I was playing loads of covers and playing cover bands, and I wasn't doing my own thing at the moment. So I was looking for a guitar that can do it all. It can do the funky stuff, but also the rhythm stuff or the lead stuff. And for me, PRS is really the one company that does that. Of course, there are also Gibson Les Pauls with coil splitting and Stratocasters with humbuckers, or like I replaced the single coil pickup from my Strat into a humbucker. But for me, the great thing about PRS is that it's a little bit longer scale, it's 24 frets, and it sounds amazing. It's really my go-to guitar, and I notice when I put it away and pick it up after a while of not playing, then I fall in love again with it all over the place. So yeah, for me it's the number one guitar, and that's actually the reason I kind of instantly bought it. I was in love with it and I wanted it. Let me get some clean presets. That's the humbucker. It's the single coil. I'm gonna do some more now. So when I get both of the humbuckers. I'm gonna do a single coil again, but this time it's the neck pickup. And of course the last one, the neck humbucker. I mean, it's so versatile, you can do so many things with it. And that's what I really love about this guitar. But I'm gonna do a quick switch now. Whew, that wasn't quick at all. So, this is actually my first real guitar I bought. And with real guitar I mean like I started out with a Behringer or however you call them, but sorry guys, but it was a lousy guitar. But I was like 15 years old, so all that I could afford, and I started doing newspaper rounds, and then I bought my first Stratocaster. It's a Mexican one. It's also a limited edition one with the matte finish, and I still love it. And what I did, I showed you earlier, I swapped the pickup. If you look more closely, it's a humbucker pickup instead of a single coil. I took that one out. Still have it because maybe, yeah, you know, maybe gonna put it back someday, but I don't think so at the moment. But the funny thing is, because I changed the bridge pickup, and I have a really different sound if you use both of them. I mean, if you use the bridge one to start off with, it's you can instantly hear it's a fatter sound than the normal Stratocaster sound. Because if I use let me use the middle one, that's the Stratty sound we know. But when I get in between them, so between the middle one and the bridge one, so this again in the middle. This is the middle position. You have a real different tone. And what's also the great thing about it, because I love the rock, so let me get some proper gain on here. Woo! You can use it as a rock guitar. Copywriting friction. Bet you can do that with your regular Strat. I couldn't do that before, but that's why I changed the pickup. So bottom line, you have different kind of pickups, but in the most standard difference is the humbucker and the single coil. And next time we're gonna talk about some other configurations. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a good day.